of tonight's event. So Naomi wrote the definition of what poetry is, and I thought I'd explain it, but I'll read it out. It is a movement. It is piecing together our past, present, and future, and fusing them into the power of our words. Poetry is more than one person. It is more than you, it is more than me. Poetry is about us. And on that note, I'm going to invite Naomi to take us on part 3. Thank you very much.
So the third chapter segment is titled Migration. And yeah, it's all about movement over the years. Movement as Black people, as people of color, people who have gone through stuff. I mean, everyone's gone through stuff, but I can only relate to, the movement of Black people, I guess. And so the first poem is called Black. And Black comes up a lot in this chapter, so if you hear me say it, just pretend you hear it. What's the point in being Black if I have to hide it like a disease? If I wear my vocabulary like a face mask, praising God for the day that I was born with a Eurocentric sounding name because I want to sound too Black. Hoping maybe, just maybe, I might sound English enough for my Negro foot to get through that white-only door. How can people in perpendicular nations be living parallel lives? Those who are meant to be there to enforce the law and protect our rights, instead injecting fear into our lives. And yeah, I know it's not all of them. Not every police officer is brutal, but not every Black girl is ghetto, not every Black girl violent. So unless I have the right to remain silent, if you're going to profile me, it's only right your profile is not denied. Sure. There are people out there being scared of being attacked or shot. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor. Shot 8 times in her sleep, but they labeled it an accident. Labeled me a Negro in the 18th century at the same time that they labeled Guinness a brew. And those officers whose guns were drew. And bullets flew before she even knew what hit her. Crimson and blue veins are waving a mocking adieu, but not to their freedom. And yeah, race is not what defines me, but it's still part of my definition. So don't ignore it. Don't pretend you don't see race. You may or may not be colorblind, but a world isn't. My application form see color. Politicians, opportunities, the media sees color. Being the token ethnic intake is all about color, and it's maddening. This society is maddening. It's working twice as hard as the people you know you're better than, because you need to do double what they do so you can level them. Yeah, my husband Dave said that. But see, I'm not just Black. I'm a young Black woman. An insult to society, being Black was bad enough, but now as female, I'm no priority. Like, I'm low-key smart, but I'm high-key Black. They play with my future like it's a match attack, and I have to face the facts that I'm no priority. But don't underestimate me. I'll be the greatest underdog. Being warned about the difficulties prepares you for when they might just pull the rug from under you so you have something stable to hug. But if you still want to pretend like you don't see color, go ahead. But maybe you should have gone to Specsavers because color does exist. Because what's the point in being Black if I have to hide it like a disease? And so I embrace my color. All of it. Thank you. Hey, the next poem, very similar title. It's called I Am Black. Like, I don't know if you realize I'm not really good at writing titles for my poems. I kind of just take the first line and just run with it. But at least you know what it's about, you know. So this one's called I'm Black. I'm Black. Black since the day that I was born. Black since the day my umbilical cord was torn and they scorned me for it. I walk and I'm flawed. I'm tired of this. I don't even know what to do anymore. They hold the key to my future, but I try and play a different chord. I don't know what to do anymore. I walk out the door and I'm an antagonist, an issue, a threat to society. They get rid of my people as collateral damage to the state. I don't even know what the state of my nation is anymore. I'm tired. Tired of the lies that flow from their lips like the River Jordan. I'm bored and see, this futile world is crumbling. Too many inexcusable things are happening because of excuses people find, and it's not right. They turn left and see sins all over me. Blood on my insignificant young hands because I'm black. The shade of my skin, black. They throw shade at me because of the shade of my skin, and I don't deserve this. I did nothing wrong, but I'm black, and that's reason enough. Thank you. Okay, so the next couple poems I have are short. I say couple, but it's like 4. And so the next one, very similar title, guys. Black Lives Matter. Yeah. And obviously Black Lives Matter was a movement. It's always been a movement, but it kind of became a media movement in the recent years because of stuff that's been going on around the world. And it kind of made me question a lot of stuff. And so I wrote a very short poem about it called Black Lives Matter. When did Black Lives Matter become a debate? The importance of life become a query? When did a cold become a worldwide pandemic? I was prepared for Brexit, not a social exit. Key workers, they've become the key to our survival. The revival of a nation is now a necessity. There are so many who are blessed with life, who are not living, feeling dead inside. So many elephants in the room are now trampling the house. Thank you. Okay, the next one is called I Failed My People. I failed my people. Or at least I feel like I have. I hear the chants, seen footage of the marches. I know victims, perpetrators, and bystanders, but why do I feel like the omniscient narrator? I mean, I posted that black screen, retweeted the comments, I shared the petitions, but why? Why do I feel like I have to behave like the apologetic, proactive black girl who believes in equality when I was never in the wrong? I never shot a man down because of the colour of his skin or searched a girl because of her pigmentation. Discrimination, that's clear discrimination. Institutionalized racism exists. Not only does it exist, but we accept, no, we anticipate it. We tell our children to be careful because they may go outside one day and be hunted for a crime they didn't commit. Submit. Submit to the state, they say. Assimilation is better than genocide, but I think I'll just hold my pride for a little bit because it's assimilation, not just cultural assassination. Thank you. Okay, I have 2 more short poems and then we're gonna have a beautiful song from a beautiful woman. And so the next poem I have is called You Say. And I wrote this poem, I was young. I mean, I was still young. I was probably like 11, 12. And so when I looked back at this poem, I had to like fix the grammar because like I am and selfish was spelled like I had dyslexia and all this type of stuff. And so this poem is called You Say. So yeah. You say I'm selfish. You've never met me. You say I'm rude, but we haven't even spoke. You say you hate me, but we're friends on Facebook. Wow. You say I'm evil. Are you the Pope? You think you hurt me and it's not working. You act so sad and that's the truth. Because being racist just isn't worth it and discrimination just isn't cool. Thank you. The next one I have is called I Hate Racism, because I do, obviously. It's very, very short. I hate racism. I hate the fact that black men are only seen as lazy, relationships with their kids either inexistent or hazy, black women are only seen as rude, loud, or crazy, and that the sight of a Muslim can make havoc, raise, see. I hate racism. But it still happens on a daily. Thank you.
another song next, so we'll call Mikala. Sorry if I butchered the name.
You take it.
Please mention anybody called.
It's all good, I'm used to it. It's Michaela. Can we just give it up for beautiful, talented, Naomi? Look at her. Wow, you said so much that's just thrown me off, to be honest. There's just so much going through my head. Wow, your poems are really blowing me away, Naomi. And this song is very intentionally placed here, as Naomi has created this evening, just as a, what can I say? Really as, let me say it like this. It's a Negro spiritual. And Negro spirituals are communal songs. They are songs that don't need music. They are songs that are messages they were songs that were messages of black people, many times enslaved black people, that they were crying out to God. They were singing or telling their experience when they were down and their back was being broken. They would sing. They would sing on their good days and they would sing on their bad days. And so this is one of those songs. Can I move this? I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me. All along my pilgrim journey, I want Jesus to walk with me. In my trials, Lord, please walk with me. In my trials, Lord, walk with me. When the shades of life are falling, I want Jesus to walk with me. In my sorrows, Lord, are you walking with me? In my sorrows, Lord, walk with me. When my heart
Should I know that my Jesus, on my good days and my bad days, I know Jesus. When I got questions in my mind, I know my Jesus. Oh, he walks with me.
Wow. Like, considering how many people I know who can sing amazingly like this, I should be able to sing as well. I can sing to you guys now if you want. As the song Michaela sang suggests, the direction that the rest of this chapter is kind of taking is like a bit different. So the first part was kind of about being black in today's society. But the rest of these poems is like to kind of follow more of a post-colonial Africa type trajectory. Yeah. I hope you guys know what that means, you know, not just nodding your head like, yes. So the first one is called Greener Grass. The grass was looking greener. Down the other side, you see, we sold up all our nations just to save upon our pride. We tried to stay strong, and they crippled our stride. Destroyed all our barriers, take over, they tried. You see, our truth was an allergy, and our leaders, they lied. People were killed, responsibility denied. Families were broken, individuals had cried, and yet somehow our leaders still lied. We were cursed and insulted every single day, hurt because of things that our bodies had displayed. Things that with nature just couldn't be changed, yet we were told that somehow that was God's way. But see, God didn't create us so that we could be slaves. He created all of us to rule over someday, rule over the lands, the sea, sky, and waves, and yet somehow we were still forced to obey. We were whipped and assaulted every single day, and whenever we escaped, they just forced us to stay. But within all these struggles, we still caught sight of light rays, and I guess that's what made us pull through every day. Now look, I don't know how it started, and I don't know how it stayed, and I don't know where they went. The ones who really should be blamed for all the lies they stole, for all the people that they shamed, the way they carried out slavery, like it was just a big game. But see, slavery was always there, just wasn't always big. It started with the homes, and it grew up with the kids. It started with their thoughts, which started with their minds, which started in the society, the unwritten law of you, right? Because I know the grass is always greener down the other side, and we may have sold up all our nations just to save up on false pride. And we tried to stay strong despite them crippling our stride, but was that all because of strength, or was that just in our minds? The last poem in this chapter is called Slavery, and it's inspired by one of my favourite books. Two favourite books that are up there. The first one is Homegoing, and the other one is Amma, which I'm born on Saturday, so my name is Amma. So obviously, when I saw that book, I said I'm picking it, and I wrote home, and I actually liked it. So yeah, this is called Slavery. He stalks towards me, with his eyes trained upon my chest. He greets me silently. We watch each other. I don't know what he thinks because he doesn't tell me, but I think it all. I think of the oceans. I see waves solemnly waving through the windows of his eyes. I see the bark of the mango trees cascading from his head. I see the moon of the night sky reflecting off his pale skin, the faded pink of the roses who dance softly in the wind, his lashes like the dense bristles of my mother's broom. I see it all that betrayed me. The trees which once gave me breath, now hidden like mice behind its roots. The oceans which once set me free, now delivered me into the hands of captivity. The moon, only bright enough to dimly reflect the skin of the callous black hands outstretched in hope. The roses no longer dance, they sleep. And the bristles no longer sweep, they beat. Thank you.
beautiful songs. As we are preparing for the last chapter, which is going to be addition, I thought I'd start off by asking, how are we feeling? Because I think these themes are making me really, like, when I was at uni, I read a book by James Baldwin called Fire Next Time. And James is one of my favorite authors, along with Toni Morrison and Maya Angelou. I mean, this book, Homecoming, I think it was written by Yajesi, a Ghanaian author, and it's also amazing as well. But in James' book, Fire Next Time, I'm paraphrasing here, he writes, "I had seen a fear like no other in my father's eyes when he saw that his child dares to be what the white boy can." And I think as I'm reading this, I'm reflecting this because I went to university and I thought I had to really identify myself, I had to really understand myself. And the things that is being said today, powerful, honestly. So I hope you are also getting the exact same fraction or the exact same experience in the little pockets. It doesn't have to be the exact same poem, but in the little nuggets that is being shared. And again, as I said, you don't have to think about it now, reflect on it tomorrow, because even Uno Life, when I'm thinking, I'm skipping God, when these skips is actually making me want to reverse things, I'm just like, yes, so let's prepare, I was going to say our hearts, but let's prepare our minds for addition now. And yeah, thank you all. I think in the end, we're going to, sorry, I'm just sort of like doing the housekeeping now, just because some of you I know would be in a rush. In the end, there's going to be some merch. I don't know if I'm calling it merch, but there's to support. I recall when I sat down last week, we were discussing this, and I thought, this is amazing. You are amazing. And I think we really need to actually speak with intention and actually support with intention. And a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And we hope that these t-shirts will go for £18, but me, I'm going to pay 25, because just so we can actually go the distance. Because if you really want to see this talent actually grow, we need to invest in it. We need to invest in it with our prayers, obviously. We need to invest in it with our love, with our shelter, be it physically and even emotionally, because I'm not an artist at all. But I know how much strain it takes for you to bear your heart, or even to bear your experiences for people. And also support financially, give some money, and I don't know, give and I'll come back to you and all of them things there. So yeah, anyway. Mic check. Yes. All right. So let's prepare for the final one. All right. Cheers. Jesus. She said I should raise it because she's a bit tall, unlike me.
I said it nicer. So this chapter, that's cool. This chapter is called Addition. Originally, it was going to be called Tributes, but I feel like that kind of sounded like we were here reading eulogies. So I renamed it Addition, plus it rhymes with every other chapter title. So yeah, the first poem is called Classroom Friction. I was interested actually, when I was in secondary school, there was a poetry competition, and I got some of my friends to record a verse each from this poem. And I still have the video, but I'm not going to show it and embarrass these people. So we're just going to keep it. We're just going to keep it stepping. And I'm going to read it. He puts his hand upon me. I whisper to him, no. He puts his head towards the floor and reaches for his toes. He pretends to pick his pencil, but he really touches me. I try to call my classmates, but they look back quietly. I start to feel real awkward and begin to move my legs. I try to move away, but he just clicks back like a peg. My teacher doesn't realize, and my classmates don't really care. So I decide to endure the friction underneath the classroom chairs. Thank you. So this next poem is called She Died from a Broken Heart. And this is dedicated to every femme fatale that I read about on Wattpad.
No.
So, she died from a broken heart. Heart shattered from the wounds she sustained from his words, so burned, third degree. From the heat of their last argument, this this would be their last argument. She knew in her heart that he would never summon her sullen spirit again to try and resolve their civil unrest, mutual misunderstandings. He was standing on her grave, spat on it, eyes emptied, dug deeper than her love for him. Their love was buried alive, and yet it was half dead, half-witted, half cast across the floor of their bedroom where their memories lay, and she lay with them. Couldn't bring herself to get up. And so she stayed down. He always put her down anyway, so she'd gotten used to her position, stayed down. Didn't even dream of standing, stayed down in the dumps, down in depression, downed her drink down her throat, stayed down without so much as looking up. Stayed down with her head in her pillows, muffled her cries and screams, stayed down, her eye level wasn't level, it was lowered, stayed down. Hair started growing perpendicularly, stayed down. Spine molded into a hunch, stayed down. Pins and needles evolved into paralysis, stayed down. Her joints grew stiff, stayed down. Stayed down, and eventually she was unable to get up. And so she could only ever dream of it. So the next two poems are really a tribute to my life as a child of a social worker. She didn't know I was going to say that one. But no, on a serious note though, as a child of a social worker, I feel like you kind of, your eyes are open to a lot of different things and different experiences. Emily's nodding her head because she has the same life as me. And you kind of, me personally, I used to go to like little meetings with my mum, and I don't think she intended for me to listen, but I heard. And so I would go into PSHE, and my teacher would raise his hand and be like, oh, who knows what CSE is? And I would put my hand proud in the air and say, child sexual exploitation, sir. Do you know what I mean? And obviously now he's looking at me like, why do you know that? But yeah, this next two poems are kind of a tribute to my life as a child of a social worker. The first one is called For Forced Marriage, and it's dedicated to the girl I met at a corner shop. Because I feel like everything she was explaining to me sounded like forced marriage, so we're just gonna run with that story. Because my imagination is very vivid. I'm free. Free as a bird, but only when it's caged. Every day I start life and I turn a new page. All I visualize is rage. Calling me, bring on my imaginary phone, straight to my mental voicemail. Sorry, but the number you have dialed is unavailable. Rage is available though, knocking on my door like an impending delivery, waiting for my reluctant answer, which is pending. My answer, which I do not want to give, is forced from my lips like an anonymous ad-lib, is calling like all the random companies who ask if I have PPI at the age of 15. Only this call has no pros and gains. I look all around me and there is nowhere to go. And so I make our last decision. The decision that will make us or break us like a fatal incision. And while I contemplate silently and quietly say no, I look around and realistically I know that there is nowhere to go. And so I turn to my uncle, sorry, I meant my broom, and I glance at all the people who are sat smiling in the room, the people who I used to love, my family, of whom were meant to be there for guidance, but instead made me jump the broom. Jump the broom at 8 when I could barely clean my room. And then jump again at 15 because my broom had left too soon. And so I can't lay claim to happiness that was taken long ago. And I can't lay claim to youthfulness that disappeared when I was dethroned. And I can't lay claim to innocence because of this moral turpitude. Therefore can't claim I'm an angel of a wife because my teacher said I'm rude. And I'm seeking and I'm searching underneath this bridal lace. Trepidation appears and looks me dead in my face. And as I'm sweating and I'm shaking, I hear a voice cry out, child, it says, this is not what life's about. And this still small voice reminds me that I too have a voice. This still small voice let me see that I too have a choice. Thank you. The next one is called CSE. And I read this in an English lesson when our teacher said that we should write a poem about something that we read about this week. And I happened to have read a little bulletin in a conference with my mum at a social work convention about CSE, so I just did that. You knew my friend. You took her out. Got into your car and then you man drove about. You left at 4, came back at 6, and she said she'd had a real good blitz. You came again and went back out. You bought her flowers and then you drove about. You came back a bit late this time because it had just gone 9:30, but what can I say? You were just a bit late. And it's not even like I was your date. Came back next day and took her away. The next time I saw her was in 4 long days. And when I asked her what happened, she said, go away. And when I asked her where she'd gone, she just said, oh babe. So obviously I went because I ain't gonna stay. And she started to change before my very eyes, and she wouldn't tell us secrets, like we were foreign spies. Her skirt was getting shorter every day of every week, and she wore loads of makeup and even started to reek. We didn't see much of her anymore. And she always seems to have her eyes on the floor, but who cares? It's not like she's here anymore. And one day I saw her mum and she was crying. And when I asked her why, she said, I'm dying. And so once again, I just had to inquire, and she told me my bestie had left. But why her? Well, it's not like I had done anything wrong. See, just for a girl, I stayed terribly strong. I allowed her to talk, but see, she just refused. So her leaving, to me, wasn't really new news. Well, I'm off with my boyfriend because I have a date in the forest, the far side, by the old lake. Which dress should I wear, red, black, or green? He said he chose our spot because we'd be all alone, no one to bother us until we got home. Well, he texted me. But I'm off to meet my boyfriend, the one I've never met. But he sounds really nice, and on Facebook we're friends. But you're just judgmental, you don't understand. He's the man of my dreams, and we're really good friends. But I'm not like her. I wouldn't run and leave. Even the thought of that makes me want to heave, and so I'm off. Again. Thank you. At this time, I'm gonna call another particularly. In fact, I've been told not to call her short. I've been told, what did you say I should call her? Mighty. What a mighty God we said. So I said we should call this small but mighty person to come and sing again for us. If you wanna actually come, maybe.
I wonder when she's going to stop with the short checks.
When you grow, then I won't be able to make them.
Why don't you just let go and quiet down the ego? Don't complain about finance. I know that you're a real man. Go ahead and live your dreams. To me, you're stronger than the whole team. And I know you can't relax, but you don't want me to know that. I see you look real hard. You wanna help your friends, but trust me, babe, you don't own them. Don't take on people's problems. I wanna see you smile, even when you think I'm angry. It's true, it might take a while, but it's between you and me. West in. Read a little more so I can educate my kids. Pray for myself and cleanse my spirit. Pray that I'm ready for the new of the sea. Peace and serenity is all that I need. We fall in love. Love is always in us. Sometimes we fall in love. Love is always in us. Sometimes we fall in love. Love is always in
Thank you very much. And now we're going to invite Theresa in to come and perform one poetry for us. A new voice, and I hope you give her the warmth that you've given everyone here today. Theresa?
Hello. I don't really perform early in school when I'm asked to. Sometimes in church. This poem is called The Poet T9, and it's about a bit like my childhood in Portugal, where I'm from. I am from ends. From the ends that the parents who don't have much dough live in, from the ends who preach about God but yet live in sin. Do you get me? I come from the cracked concrete where red blood has sunk into. Search it up is true. I am from the rotten soil, the underdogs who settled for less, who smoked ganja as they grew, who wore their pain on their sleeves like a tattoo. What do you know about the ends? And when I say ends, I'm not talking about SC18 or SC15, no disrespect. I'm talking my school didn't even have tap water running through the taps. I'm talking biscuits for my main cuisine, bro. I'm talking my mum showered me with cold water most mornings because there was no money for hot water. I'm talking when my cousin got shot, my auntie was crying waters. I am the poet T9 who is about to become. I have seen the worst of the worst from knee high. I just want my people to make it out of the slums. I just want to help my mum. The emotionally distressed caused by being misunderstood. Are you getting the memo? You know, teen mom, no job and a fat baby. I don't blame her though. I probably would have done worse. No family, no husband equals no help, but here I am, breathing, living, speaking like English is my first language. I come from the hands of a broken woman, of a woman who had a child when she was still a child. I'm talking, I got my second ear piercing when I was only 5 years old. I'm talking, I used to go to school by myself when I was only in year 1. I'm talking, sometimes I was a mother to my own mother. Are you listening? I come from the knock your ringtones, from the deadbeat dad with the dark lips caused by the herbs. I come from the muddled mud, from the twisted elastic bands. I come from the cane rows and summer dresses. I come from the salty sea and the boiling sun. I come from the sugar canes, the cassava mixed with whiskey and red wine. I come from Portugal. The gunshots mixed with samba and praise and worship. Oh my Lord, praise him be. I come from the different shaped bees and the broken down estates. I come from the poor who made amends. I may live in West Silvertown now, and I may have a nice uniform and anything I want these days, but I'll never forget from where I came from. As in, I'll never forget about my home, my blood. 2685153, search it up. I am from ends, from the ends where concrete roses are formed. I am T9, the poet who is about to become.
Shout out to all the powerful mothers in the building, the powerful women here. Wow. I'm going to text my mom. Next time I'm chat to you, I'll be like, do you know where I'm from? I'm from the end. Wow. Let's just take a moment. You know, let's take a moment. All right. Okay. I do this thing where, like, when something is happening and it overwhelms me, I'm just like, yeah, you know, breathe, because there are a lot of things where I was raised by my mother alone, you know, and when you think about amazing things, not just single mothers, single fathers as well. I mean, Mother's Day is tomorrow, so go tight, mothers. But the amazing parents that are here, you know. I think Naomi said something before, but I'm going to paraphrase it here. She says, she didn't intend for me to listen, but I heard. You know? Because there are certain things that people are saying, the people that are saying, and I'm just like, yo, your creativity is strong, because me, all I've done and just said, it is what it is. You know? Alright, let's invite Naomi in for the final bits of this. And, well, thank you very much for being here, honestly. And for sharing your stories with us. Are you okay?
Sorry, I'm a bit tall, guys. Above average height for a female, so technically speaking, tall, pacified. Thank you to Lisa, honestly, when she was speaking, it brought me back to the days when I used to love listening to like poets on YouTube. And I would watch, like, you see like slam poetry in America? And it's like a big thing there, and I would see some of these poets, I'm like, like, I take it back to those days, so I'm really happy that you came up here and did that today. And that you're performing outside of secondary school. Like, that's kind of how I started as well, and I feel like it's so cool when you get to go outside of that realm of teenage children. I'm almost 20, guys, come on. So the next poem I'm going to do is called Men Are Like Flies. So when some of the men are sitting up a bit straight now. Originally I wrote this poem, it was called I Don't Like Flies, because I have a fear of insects because they're disgusting, obviously. But then I adapted it, and I was like, no, because men are like flies. So this is my poem. Sorry, guys. I don't like flies, and parks make it worse. I sit down to eat and they seem to reverse. I swat them away, but they don't care, because they see my food and they think I should share. See, men are like flies, they just don't really show it. Ignorant of their trait, yet they blatantly show it. I swat them away, but they don't care. Perhaps they've seen some arse and they think that I should share. Because one of my friends once said that men are like leeches. Can never get let go, and some end up being creeps. I can't deny her claim, I've met too many who show it. Yet part of me believe is a nature some will not choose, but if men are like leeches, then women are the birds. Fierce creatures alone, unstoppable in herds, gentle to view yet vicious to enrage. Engage them incorrectly and you'll never be engaged. They'll slice you with their words in a feminine rage and note down your sins in a mental word page. They prey on leech men for their personal glee, while nature screams on in a momentary plea. But how does one stop what they cannot even see? Because women are smart, and they sin silently. Thank you. Okay, so the next poem I have is dedicated to another small person. I know a lot of small people, but it's dedicated to another small person who happens to cohabit my house with me. Yeah. And she kind of came about when I was like 10, and I kind of just came home to an intruder, and I was told it's my sister. Yeah. Any other situation, this would require police intervention. But yeah, so this is my poem titled Amelia, and it's dedicated to my little sister. Came that one. No, yeah, actually, it's summoned. Brown hair, soft brown skin, long thick afro hair, From the moment I laid eyes on you 10 years ago, I knew we'd be inseparable. I remember it like it was yesterday. The memories whispering into my ears. I remember coming back from school, a 10-year-old, to meet an intruder, and yet somehow I just knew that you, that little bundle of noise, would bring a bundle of joy. I remember walking through the threshold of our door. I remember Mum being sat with you dangling on her lap in the furthest corner of a room on a faded brown sofa we don't even house anymore. I remember your smile. It never changed, regardless of how many teeth you lost or gained, how tall you got, or how many words you managed to say. I remember your unique taste in food. Everyone knows how you refuse to consume the delicacy that is egg. You're Ghanaian and you don't eat egg. Oh. How you prefer gnawing at the bone instead of the chicken. Wow. How you don't eat cake. I recall how kind you are, even before you fully understood what it was. How while you were in nursery, you would rock that little boy in another class to sleep while he slept in his wheelchair instead of napping yourself. I don't know if that was kindness or nosiness, but we'll assume the former. I also know how argumentative you've always been. How you used to argue before you could even speak. Muttering abrasive nothingness into the atmosphere. As my sister, I know firsthand your gift in persuasion, something you have perfected over the years. I know how you are single-handedly the one person I can describe as bush and bougie in the same sentence. As your sister, I've seen you grow in stature and nature, seen you develop intellectually and artfully. I've watched you practice your dance, gymnastics, and times table with tenacity. I watched you grow and grow and grow, and as your sister, I promise to always watch you grow. I watch you grow until my eyes can no longer see, and even then, I won't stop. Because I'm your sister, and I love you. As my closing poem, I'm gonna ask my creative director, can I call her that? My creative director, Janelle, who's been working hard at the back, to play a video which I dedicate to my parents and their loving marriage. She walked down the aisle, heart racing, legs wobbling, breath fumbling, but she kept moving. Her eyes were focused on her groom, stood stage left with his suit tailored to perfection. She didn't even glance behind her to see who was holding the tail of her silver dress. She just trusted that she would get to her destination as practiced. Heart racing, legs wobbling, breath fumbling. For a second, she wondered whether there was a drum hidden in the depths of her chest, beating to an upbeat rhythm. She couldn't even hear the sound of the music around her. Eyes surround her, staring her down, and yet she didn't even notice. If her vision was a knife, it would have cut through the air that separated her and her groom, her and her groom. See, they practiced this procession over and over again. The speed of the walk, the order of the ceremony, the placement of the guests, and being the peculiar person she was, she had it all down to a T. Planned down to a T, memorized down to a T, but he was the only thing on her mind. In this very moment, the thoughts of order, of seats, of protocol didn't even cross her mind, her and her groom. Right now, to them, those are the only forms of existence in their little world, and as they looked at each other, they felt moisture cloud their eyes locked with no sign of a key. He sniffled a bit, but tried to hold it in. He could feel his breath shallow and fast as he attempted to control his emotions. He was so utterly focused, he couldn't even smell the sweet scent of the flowers being thrown at the feet of his bride. His bride. His bride. He'd never seen anyone more beautiful, had never felt more blessed and in love than his bride. As he continued to battle his emotions and his eyes struggled to focus and his breath pursued instability, his best man looked at him. Initially out of pride and admiration, and then out of worry. praying silently that this groom would not let his asthma get the better of him. His best man nudged him slightly, trying to get his attention, but the groom, he didn't even notice how long this moment seems. While for us, the audience, this may be a brief 5-minute process, each minute of a happy lover's hour is worth an age of done and common life affirmation. Cause see, I've never been in love. And it's not with any 4D individual, but my parents, they make it so easy to imagine. They make it so tangible that you almost want to reach out your hand and touch it as though it were a holy cloak and you were bleeding a decade. That's a long time. 10 years to be exact, and that's the number of years my parents are celebrating as a married couple. 10 years of love and affection and hurdles they've managed to jump over together. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry once said that love does not consist of gazing at each other, but in looking together in the same direction. And if there's anything that my parents have ever taught me about love, it's this: that you don't need to be crazy while you're in love. That you can be smart, happy, and patient in it, because love is a state. Being crazy in love is a state. But love itself is a verb. Because love is like a fire. You have to keep it stoked. You have to keep feeding it coal or wood. You have to nurture it and give it time. And marriage is like the fireplace. Not every single one has a fire burning, but without a fireplace is like an empty shell. But my parents have a fire. And on that day 10 years ago, it was evident to see. As they continued to gaze lovingly at each other, longingly at one another, only breaking their staring contest to collect their rings, it was so clear that they were in love. That they share the type of love that makes warmth trickle down your spine until even your toes begin to tickle, the type of love that you read about in fairy tales, the type of love that engulfs you in its heat. And when love runs so deep like that, you may now kiss the bride. It's no longer just a kiss, it's now the place where heaven and earth meet. It was like they broke a spell. It was like one was Sleeping Beauty and the other was a prince, and lover's kiss. It was like they broke a spell. Suddenly their senses awoken again, and the cheers, they could hear it. The flowers, they could smell it, and the decorations of the ceiling of the Methodist church, they could see it. It was like a magic spell had been undone. But I guess love is kind of like that. Love is like magic. Or as me and my friends like to say, love is ghetto, because anytime I hear people talk about love, they say things like, oh my gosh, she's so obsessed with him. Or he's crazy in love, huh? Or if you like to read novels like I do, they like to use the term infatuated. People talk about love as though it were a curse, as though the idea of love were parallel to being cuffed, and love made you a prisoner to your own emotions. But my parents taught me that that's not the case. That you don't need to be crazy in love. That in a strong marriage, you can be smart, happy, kind, free, and patient in it.
She said it was done, that's why I came up here last. And coincidentally, so for the Adventists here, today is the start of Global Youth Day. And strangely, the theme is Love is a Verb. So I think we can all reflect on that when we go back. Like, love takes more than just saying I love you. You need to practice it. I have a few lyrics here, and I'm going to be saying some more. But it's been a pleasure hosting you. My name is Kelly, and I was up here with.
Hello everyone, my name is Desmond. Thank you very much. I think we should all give a big round of applause to Naomi. And I'm going to basically invite the parents, both parents. Both parents. Parents. Yes, please, keep going. Merci. Conjugates the verb love. All right. Yes, I'm going to just leave the mic to the missus.
The floor is on. So please take a seat. The floor is on.
Wow. I think as I collect my thoughts, can we give her another round of applause? Just want to thank you all for showing up, whether you're online, but for turning up. I know some of you come from far and wide, some of you have been here already today and come back again. So just thank you. It's overwhelming for me, so I can't imagine how it is for you. And even though we've heard some of these poems at home, you still, there was a few surprises, well actually got a few surprises. But I'm immensely proud, it's an understatement.
Yeah.
So well done, well done. I can't kind of go because when we talk about the village, we've had a village that's put this on. It's been Naomi's brainchild. It started off as a little intimate affair that we was going to have at home, but it started off as brainchild. She just got me to do the background stuff, and we were assisting, and we felt like we were her roadies. We've done what we needed to do and followed instructions and been creative where needs be. But I need to give big shout outs, of course, to all of you that are here, but and to Marcy and Uncle Sam, thank you for the ginger drinks and for your contributions. Thank you, Auntie Tula, I can see her, and she brought you some goodies. She brought some goodies and share. To Auntie Narai, at the back there, who has been absolutely diamond. So she's done some additional cupcakes, she's got some fruit, she's been to her house numerous times, she's been coordinating sort of with Naomi, just filled in all the gaps that Mummy and Daddy, if we couldn't do, that's what she was doing. So thank you immensely, in the midst of working this week as well. So thank you, Auntie Cheryl. So in your bags, the brown bags that you've got, though there's some snacks in there, there's also a postcard, and that's got Naomi's, all her social handles on there. And so Auntie Cheryl is an artist herself, so she did the t-shirt, and so in terms of the merch, etc., she'll be collaborating with Naomi. So on Naomi's Insta page, there'll be a link to Auntie Narai's, Auntie Tula's, they do sort of cakes and foods, etc. Auntie Cheryl does art stuff, so she did the postcards, she will do the t-shirts. And to our amazing co-hosts.
And performers, let's give our
to our co-hosts. But with the performers, because we haven't heard that wasn't any run through, no rehearsal, that's what I want to go and check back on YouTube and listen to. And for our guest poet, so thank you very much as well.
Thank you. This is just to say thank you to all of you, and we are glad as well that we have Grandma here. We have grandma here, we have grandma here, we have a lot of grandmas in the house. And for an event like this, to have grandmas here, it means a lot to Naomi and a lot to us that we can have all of you here to support Naomi. And also, we wanted to say a big thank you to all the artists who supported Naomi. Michaela, wonderful. And Nayo, yeah. Precious, yes, thank you. Thank you for that, the song, the blood. Thank you. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We know that this is going to grow into something beautiful. So all we want to say is that thank you, continue praying for Naomi. And Janelle, thank you as well so much for working behind the scenes for us. But we want to say that continue praying for Naomi, continue supporting her, and we believe that this is just the start of a big, big, big future for her. Thank you so much.
All right, let's close our eyes for a quick word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, thank you very much today for giving us grace. Thank you for, I think first of all, thank you for the gift of life that you've given unto each and every one of us here. Father, as we've been here today, we've been blessed to be able to explore different aspects of our lives and different aspects of our emotions. I pray that you would guide us and you would help us navigate these emotions. I pray for the many talented people who are here, be it in their work or even in their recreational stuff. Lord, I ask that you would guide them. You've given them a gift, and I ask that they would multiply it and be of use to you. We pray for strength and we pray for their guidance as everyone is getting home. This will be us for through Jesus Christ, your Son. Amen.
Amen.
I always think this when you forget thank yous, so it's the most important. Thank you behind the scenes as well, and to Paula. No, it was because she got in today. You just roping people, and Alicia. I don't know where she's gone at the moment, but she's excellent. Yeah, when you need those extra hands on help, I'm really thankful. If you like, I appreciate when you just kind of get up and get stuck in. So thank you very much. That's the end. Enjoy. And thanks very much.